up, guys? It is King Scarlet Yu-Gi-Oh! Here with yet another video that I am confident calling pretty good. Let's talk about the card 3 Tactical Talents now that it's here. So in my opinion, I just wanted to talk about the fact that I think this card is one of the most overhyped cards of all time, and let's just jump right into why. On the surface, it looks broken, and I totally get why people are acting that way, because it has 3 effects that are on banned cards, but understand that those banned cards did not have this weird condition to meet in order to activate. So in my opinion, it's not near as good as what its price tag is suggesting or what a lot of the hype has been suggesting. And admittedly, I was on the train of like, oh my gosh, it's broken! I was going a little bit overboard, I think, with my reaction. In typical Yu-Gi-Oh! Player fashion, I haven't met a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player yet that's like really good at adjusting to change. But yeah, here's the thing. Don't you kind of hate it when people say, here's the thing, like they know stuff? I just did the very thing that I'm like, why do people do that?
Now you have become the very thing you swore to destroy.
But here's the thing. Have we really read this card? Because when you really look at it, it's pretty hard to resolve. Let's look at it this way. All right, you and your opponent have both of your opening hands, okay? You have 3 tactical talents. So you are hoping that they hand trap you? So you play your first card, and let's say it's just a generic searchy thing that would be susceptible to Ash, and they do the thing and stop it. You were hoping that that happened? Okay, and you're now down a card. You have 4 cards left. So I guess you can activate this card now and draw 2 more cards. But what if they're not good either? You just kind of, you based you based main decking this card at 3 of in hopes that you get hand trapped. Now, I know some people are going to say, what about Called by the Grave? You could have Called by the Grave, and as long as they tried to hand trap you, you can still activate this. No harm. Okay, now you're hoping that 2 cards in your hand have nothing to do with your strategy. What? So 2 cards have nothing to do with your strategy. So you're really hoping that the next 3 cards are the haymakers that are going to get you full combo or full setup or whatever you're trying to do, really. And by the way, I did a little research on the probability of seeing 3 tactical while your opponent also sees a hand trap, assuming they're running 5 or 6. It's about 18%, give or take a few. And if we're talking, well, what if you have Called by the Grave? That means the percentage of that occurring is actually even less. So it's not looking good just to get a draw 2. Why not just run Extravagance or Pot of Desires? Because now I understand that some people are using 3 tactical for the other effect, but you're still hoping that you get hand trapped in order to use it, which I think is a little weird. Like, yes, it does punish for hand traps, which is kind of cool, but I don't know, I don't feel like it's this like main deck staple that's power crept everything like people are making it out to be. I'm not saying that it's bad by any means. I think that it's a pretty good card, it's pretty cool, it's interesting, but I don't think it's deserving of the price tag and the hype that it's been receiving. Now, if you disagree with me, that's fine, and maybe my probabilities were off. I don't know. I'm not an expert probability math whiz by any means. By the way that I just described that, you can tell that I'm not, right? I have no idea. but yeah, I don't feel like this is deserving of the hype that it's getting. And I personally would rather main deck Pot of Desires or Pot of Extravagance, which I don't own Extravagance, but if I were going to choose which one to purchase, I would go with the guaranteed draw 2 that I can use whenever, not whenever my opponent hand traps me. And I just don't know how worth it would be to even use the other 2 effects, because you're still down 2 cards, and if you use the other effects, you're not replacing those 2 cards with 2 different cards from your deck. You're just hoping that the other 3 were enough to really get the ball rolling, which isn't too outlandish in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! I understand that. But the 18% or less of getting that result doesn't seem worth main decking this at 3. Maybe side deck if you know that your opponent's playing a ton of hand traps and you know that, maybe they're playing 14 hand traps and there's a higher percentage there. Because of course, my numbers were fixed, right? But I don't know, guys. That's just how I feel about it. If you feel differently, comment below and tell me why. Just please be respectful. If I'm being an idiot, okay, just tell me nicely. Say, hey, you're an idiot. But it's okay. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I had to say about it. Thanks for watching. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see ya.